of places in this town.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I have good experiences. I have a lot of bad experiences. What what was the funnest time you could think of? And there's a lot of like just one time while we were bouncing.
I think so now let me get this straight. Are we talking time period? Or are we talking certain day? Or are we talking certain?
We'll just go right now. We'll go certain day.
Okay.
Certain day.
I think
like
the
what,
funnest.
what was the what like we'll say night. You know what I'm saying? What was the funnest night that you can remember bouncing?
I would say the funnest night that I had bouncing was the night when Bert and Ernie's had no power. Shouts out to George and rest in peace to his cousin Jeff. We had no power and we were running a generator. And being the head of security, I was like, okay, we've been having issues. Now we're going to be a period with no power. This is going to be bad. We're going to have issues. Come to find out, it was like, because when the generator, please forgive me, I don't know much about generators or how they work, but every so often the generator, I don't know if it ran out of gas or it just stopped. Okay,
out of gas.
So we would have to go out there and put gas and stuff in it and restart it. But the whole crowd was cheering. Like every time the lights went out, the whole crowd was just cheering. We had the radio station in the parking lot. We had the hot dog stand, and we were packed.
The hot dog stand was fire.
Oh yeah, the hot dog stand was fire. So I think honestly, because
I mean
the expectations of that night, nervous that we've been having issues, we're going to be out without power at certain points, and we had not one issue, and that was one of the funnest nights. Besides when Bone Thugs slid through.
I wasn't here for that.
No,
I
know.
was in Texas.
Yeah.
I want to say it was, for me, it was probably at Rumors, and it was the whatever that they had that night. Was it Hot Oil Wrestling or whatever?
Yeah,
and we went to that party afterwards.
Yeah, that was a fun night.
That it was just it was hilarious. It was fun all night in the club.
No issues.
No issues. No, not that I can remember.
I don't
and then
no issues.
And then afterwards, we all get together and go out to this place, and a couple of the girls from the oil wrestling were there. The one was in the hot tub with her fake boobies out, and she had John put on her panties, and the pictures were up the next day. It was so good.
That was a fun night. Because remember, I was one holding Christian on my shoulder so she could take the pictures.
Yeah,
and she was like, turn around. Like she was directing him and he was listening.
But I mean, there were some good times. But I mean, like when it got over to Bert and Ernie's, man, it was more like you were happy for the night, said you didn't have to fight. You know what I mean? Because there was shit like every fucking night.
Me personally, I think, for me, at least for me, there was when I worked at Rumors and then went to Bert and Ernie's, there was a period where I worked at Bert and Ernie's for probably 4 or 5 months and never had an issue or situation. It wasn't until 151 closed down, and I'm not trying to talk bad about nobody, but then once we got their crowd and their crowd didn't mix well with our crowd, we had issues.
Their crowd didn't mix well with each other.
No, that's true too.
You know what I mean? And so every night, I just, every night it was something else. It wasn't always the same people, but if the same groups of people were in there together, you knew there was going to be an issue.
What about that guy and girl that always came? The buff dude with the hella attractive woman, and he would always start a fight if someone tried to dance with her. At Bert and Ernie's, you remember him?
I do, but I can't picture the face.
Well, I'm saying it's not about picture.
At the end of the day, no, I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people like that.
No, I know, but I'm saying he used to piss me off because it was like every time I seen him and his girl, I'm like, oh shit, bro, why are you coming out with her if you're that fucking jealous? Like, you come out to have a good time. If your girlfriend is attractive or your wife's attractive, take it as a compliment if somebody thinks they're attractive. Like,
there's also a fine line.
No, it's true. Okay, but listen, listen. When I was with Liz, right, and I worked in Rumors, and I was with Liz, and other guys would want to dance with her, or she'd want to dance with guys, and they'd be like, oh, no, you're big friendlies, man. And I'd be like, you can dance with her. I'm taking her home. Go ahead and warm the engine up. I'm still taking her home. Like, if we're at a club and my girl came out
Well, but
to have a
again,
good time, that's
not everybody's got that mentality though. You know,
I'm not. I mean,
they act a good way. They act. You know, they talk a good one, and then when their woman, you know, is out there, you know, having her booty rubbed on the dance floor and stuff, it's a whole nother deal. It's like, you know, yeah, okay, I didn't mean all that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, and then it's on her too. Like, you know, you want to go out there and dance. Come on, man, don't be dry humping on the dance floor. I mean, there's a, you know, I mean, I'm not talking about no contact or nothing. I'm just saying it's more of a, it's a respect thing to a certain extent. Like, I don't give a damn about the dance.
Hey, don't nobody want nobody ushering their girl. I understand that. But
Yeah,
what I'm saying is though, but go ahead.
No, I don't, I'm not a jealous person. You know what I mean? But I've seen it. I mean, I'd say 8 out of 10 fights that happen at the bar were over a woman. Or you know, almost every fight between girls was over a man.
That none of them were fucking no more. So I didn't
understand. Or, you know, I mean, but they were.
School.
A lot of those girl fights were the dude's fault. Let's just keep it real. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers out there doing too much, getting caught up, and then the girls start fighting over some dude that's boning both of them. You know what I mean? And he's just sitting back watching the carnage. It happened all the time.
It did.
I'll tell you, the most scandalous thing I remember happening at Bert and Ernie's. I'm not going to name names.
Is there a chair involved?
Yeah, there is a chair involved. But it's so scandalous that, you know what I mean?
No, please tell that story, Joe.
I'm working the smoke deck, and anybody who, you know, went to Bert and Ernie's back in the day knows, you know, there's a smoke deck, there's a back gate. We always had a security guard in the back gate.
Which was Joey most of the time.
Toward the end, it was me, because I was so jaded with it. Like, they knew I wasn't going to let nobody in that, you know what I mean? I wasn't just letting a girl in because she was a girl or because she wanted to show me a boob or offer to do something for me to avoid paying $5 fucking. $5. If you're going to offer me something to avoid paying $5, it ain't worth $5. So that being the case, that's why I worked the smoke deck back gate, because I wouldn't just let anybody in. And somebody comes to get me, they're like, "Hey man, this girl's up here sitting in this chair and she's reeling, she's about to pass out." You know, I'm like, "What do you want me to do? Get her friend." I see her, and I knew I didn't know her. I knew her cousin was a regular, and I knew she was there with her cousin. This girl she had been around lately. Never saw her again after this night.
Never saw her again.
But she's sitting in this chair, and if you remember at Bert and Ernie's, they had those metal chairs, and they were graded on the seat, like, so, you know, the seats were like
the little triangles.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? You could pour water through it. So she's sitting there, she's wearing like a wife beater type, you know, I think it was a wife beater.
I thought it was a cocktail-like dress kind of thing.
No, she was wearing like a jean mini skirt.
That's what I'm saying.
She's in the chair just like this, you know, legs spread, the whole nine, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm looking around for her cousin, and as I'm walking up to her, over the music, you could hear the water hitting the floor, and you look, and she's dropping like 3 gallons of pee. Everybody's backing up. The music stops. Finally get her cousin and the friend they were with. They get her, and we're like, "Get her out of here, get her home," you know. And we start spraying off the shit. While we're still spraying it off, here these bitches, the two of them, come back.
But wait a minute.
So we just assumed, or I assumed, like, they either took her home and they live right around the corner, or they threw her in a cab or something like that. So we're like, okay, you know what I mean? They went on about their nights partying. She even came up to me and was like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." And it wasn't until after the bar was closed and we're walking industrial.
But wait a minute, you forgot when you were working the back gate. You brought it to my attention when I came outside.
Well, yeah, but that's after I saw that, because I couldn't just leave.
I'm saying, we were both standing there when she peed on herself.
Well, yeah, but I'm sitting there like, yeah. But so after we're walking industrial, you know, we used to walk the street, make sure nobody's lingering or whatever, and we're walking down towards not towards Subway, but or what used to be Chuck E. Cheese at that point, but the other way towards Dutch Brothers. and we hear
Moaning.
like ruffling and moaning in the bushes next to us. It's her. She's in the bush. Like these
In
bitches.
the bushes.
These bitches through this not even a block away. Went around the corner. It was like literally like the next building over. There was bushes. They tossed this bitch in the bushes and left her there, and went back to party and left with a bunch of dudes.
And we had to put her in the drum van.
Yeah, no, either the drunk van or the cops picked her up.
No,
I can't remember which.
We put her in the drum van because if you remember, Ben came out and we were telling him what was going on. Jason, my nephew, took her home in the drum van.
Yeah, I don't remember how she got home. I just remember I was like, that is some scandalous shit. Because it was like that broad's cousin. I'm like,
no, it wasn't like it was blood.
No, I'm saying it was her cousin,
her first cousin.
So I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. That was the most scandalous thing I've seen there.